Hello, today we celebrate with Paul Simon his birthday, and remember with delight the wonderful songs that he and Art Garfunkel produced, Sound of Silence, culminating in the 1970 album Bridge Over Troubled Waters. But after that album was produced, Paul Simon walked away from the relationship, and they did reunite for performances in 1983 and again in 93 and again in 2010. But there was never any love lost between them. It was a purely professional relationship, and what had been a friendship had turned really sour. There was jealousy. Garfunkel was jealous of Simon going off and doing his own solo song career, and Paul Simon thought that Art Garfunkel ought not to be going off in the direction of doing some acting, which he was, because he wanted him to be available to accompany him with his songs. So there was jealousy, and when Paul Simon walked away, Art Garfunkel gave an interview which described him as being an idiot, which of course didn't help their relationship. And for years and years, there was just occasional contact and purely professional relationship during those tours that I mentioned. But this year, Art Garfunkel's son met Paul Simon in a hotel, and the consequence was that there was a dinner at which Art and Paul met and shared their sadness that there'd been estrangement for so long. And apparently it was a highly emotional occasion, with both admitting that they'd made mistakes and both saying how much they would like to re-establish the relationship. Tears were shed on both sides, and it struck me as a reminder of how easily arguments and hurts and resentments can become so divisive that it's very hard to break that down. You get set in a relationship that is regarded as no longer working, but even if you want it to, it's hard to see how to re-establish the warmth that was there previously. And it just struck me to say two things about this Simon and Garfunkel situation. One is to notice the way in which it was Art Garfunkel's son who managed to bring them together. And sometimes there needs to be a third party, someone who can help to reunite a couple who otherwise have not been speaking to each other. And sometimes we can be that person. And the other thing is to notice what an enormous relief it was to both of them to get it off their chest and to re-establish their relationship. And it makes you realise what they had been carrying around, probably completely unawarely, for all those years, this bitterness and resentment and jealousy. And it was all there in their lives, and it all came out in the tears of their reunion. And I think, therefore, it suggests how important it is not to allow these long-term resentments to eat away at us, but to try and create a healing in relationships where there has been estrangement. And so I just wanted to remember today the people who are struggling with that kind of relationship, and hope that the right person comes along to bring them together. And it might be you, or it might be me.